The Belle Collective, Season 2, Reunion Part 1. I cannot be the only person who absolutely despises reunions because of Carlos King. Y'all come on back, let's have this heavy conversation. If you watch the show, great, you'll kind of understand. This is all just my opinion, some rants, getting some shit off my chest because I think Carlos King is the worst host ever. And I'm just going to throw in a little bit of the review, some points here and there's, some stuff that absolutely felt ridiculous, like Glenn and Letitia, and talking about JJ, and just some other stuff. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. We're starting off with the ladies arriving. Apparently it's rainy and a bad day, as Letitia's letting us know as it's raining. Okay? And then he's making his rounds, Carlos King, being loud, obnoxious, trying to look like Andy Cohen. Letitia! Good thing about Andy, he's not so loud and obnoxious. He's just a messy queen. And Carlos King happens to be the same, but black, and a little more obnoxious and loud with it. Then he gets to Marie and says, is there anything you, being messy, KC. And then, is it KC or CK? Call it, girl, whatever her name is. And then Marie has the audacity to say, yeah, I want to talk to her about this intimidated and jealousy she has for me. This what, Marie? This intimidation? ION? This intimidated and jealousy. Girl, much like that new nose, and you utilizing that word that way, you were wrong. Good old KC continued his rounds of messiness, visiting the girls, looking Andy-esque, and cranking it loud, obnoxious, getting it started. We get over to JJ and Soguchi, aka Sophia. JJ so soulful. That's so soulful, man. JJ, I bet you'd be really attractive if you cut that hair. I think you'd be a little more attractive. We see the twins, Star and Sky, I think, and Sanjay. I didn't see her, but she's there. I love them for Marine. I am so happy for them. I think they were like juniors or seniors at Alcorn State University. And Sanjay graduated 2 years ago. She's a realtor doing her own thing, huge YouTube presence. And then we get over to Akeisha and Willie. Akeisha's husband is handsome. Then we get to Glenn in the dressing room, who actually looks nice. He has on tinted blue shades. Ugh. And his black lips. And then, oddly, he looks really handsome there, but when he comes out later on the stage, and Letitia's fussing about the mess that she's still enduring, and says, my husband is handsome as hell. Girl, where? Glenn must got... Glenn must be like, boom, hit the table, because it ain't here. He got to either, this got to be, it ain't here. It's not here. Good old Carlos King starts to make his way around the stage, speaking to each of the ladies individually about something that has happened to them or for them or at them throughout the season. He gets to Letitia. I want to know, Letitia, what is Letitia Enterprises? More than an office. What is it? What do you do? What are you enterprising? What are you introducing? What do you present? What is your product other than you having an office storefront space, walking around in red bottoms, getting out of your white Porsche? What do you do? Why is Glenn having people follow you? Is Glenn a dope boy? That's what I really want to know. And furthermore, when y'all separated, why did you leave the house? He cheated on you, apparently in the past and currently, and is still texting or sexting. He cheated on you. Why did you move out the house? Girl, this is all given storyline. All given storyline. We get over to Tambra and Bootygate. Totally irrelevant. And then we talk about Latrice's new girls, Grace and Mercy Jr. And speaking with Marie, now that he's at her, Carlos King does what he does best. Be messy and tell her. One of the viewers says, hey, we noticed your blonde wig looks like our forefathers. Good old George Washington. And then shows the tweet and the message. Let's look at it here. Now let's be clear, the wig was towed up. Man, I know she went to Party City, grabbed that out of the bag, shook it, and put that on. Marie, where the hell did you get that? Carlos King now introduces us to Akeisha and Soguchi, aka Sophia. And we start to talk about the one line queen and the shade assassin. We move over to the increased ratings that Letitia has taken this time to indicate that that Akeisha has said was because of her, and she says, "You're welcome." I do agree with the introduction of Akeisha and Soguchi. There was a different spin to it, there was something different about it. And let's be honest, Soguchi brought JJ. The dude is a nut. He's crazy. He's good TV. Then we make our way over to Tambra and her lies, as well as her fake accent that at this point is non-existent. And we talk about the fact that she did not want Akeisha on the show. Well, Letitia begins to lay out all the evidence, and Tambra's like, yeah, you're busted. Your girl put you on a back street. She's like, well, if I didn't want her, I would have said it. And poor Akeisha's looking like, well, what did I do to you? You know? And then, so Tambra does what she does, deflect. Well, yeah, because we got on the phone and she said, y'all ain't got any prettier girls like that in Jackson? No. I wish Carlos would have said, let's stop, rewind it, and let's get back to you and these comments about Akeisha. Because what you're doing now is deflecting, trying to throw her under the bus to get the heat off you. Well, it worked. So now we have to sit and talk about the comment about them being unattractive. Now, all of them are beautiful women in their own right. So regardless if she said it, I mean, come on now, two girlfriends sitting on the phone gossiping and talking. I mean, it's natural. But for Tambra to bring it back when she's honestly none of their friends, it's shady as hell. It's shady AF. And she low down for that one. She just deflects because she wanted to get the heat off of her. And it worked. Well, to finally lay to rest the ugly discussion, good old Carlos brings up, well, do you think they're ugly? Akeisha says no, meeting them, they're all beautiful women. However, with the picture for promotion that y'all put out, it was not a good picture. What's wrong with me saying that? Girl, nothing. Ain't nothing wrong with you having your opinion. That's yours. That's what makes you you. Now segue into the Letitia versus Akeisha. So we go through the clips of how they've had their exchanges and who did what and why what was done. And we get to the idea of Plategate. Great. Let's go ahead and get this over with so we can no longer talk about this god dirty plate. Akeisha breaks the fourth wall and she exposes production. She says, look, I walked in, whatever. Oh, I thought this was going to be a bigger brunch. Again, your point of view. See, the problem is, let's talk about it in the chat. This is just my opinion. This is just what I think. These are my views. But I think Letitia is jealous of Akeisha. Akeisha has a husband that, as far as we know of right now, is faithful to her, hasn't caused her any problems, financially supports her. She has money that is long money that she had before she met her husband. She has real estate. She has influence. And she can get some SHIT done, which all last season, all we heard Letitia talk about is what she wants it and how she wanted it done. Doing these horrible ass brunches, inviting influential people that could have helped her get into the doors that Akeisha could easily escort her into, or people are inviting Akeisha into. She's jealous of Akeisha. That is what this basically is about, because Akeisha is a mover and a shaker where Letitia wants to be while she's sitting up in that fake office. Well, then after that, the ladies go back and forth. Letitia throws some good little jabs that I ain't gonna lie. I'm the genie. See, Akeisha, you need to get with you a punk. Get with you somebody that's going to teach you how to read, because what we learn in the gay community is in order to give a read, you must take a read. So when she hit you with the genie and she said, well, I granted your wish, you should have shut her down with thank you, because I'm helping you. So you helped me with my wish, now I'm helping you with yours. You're welcome. Because what I did was bring something to life that you couldn't. Again, you're welcome. Would you like me to help you? So at this point, we're moving over to who can give the better gift. Yet again, a level of competition. So Carlos gives Akeisha the floor to bring out her gifts, which are t-shirts. Shady moment. So again, Letitia feels she needs to one-up Akeisha, and she gives some whack-ass acrylic crown to boring, god-awful, messy Carlos King, kissing his ass, trying to ensure that she is the Queen of Jackson. You're not. Because what you should have done is been saving that money for that whack-ass acrylic plaque and been working on trying to get on Ferris Street. Because, see, Akeisha's already on it. You're trying to get on it. So you need to get with her or get like her. Stop being a hater. Jealous is not a good color. Let me take this time to thank you guys for watching the video so far. Please take the time to join the community by subscribing, commenting, liking, and sharing, and hitting the notification button so you know whenever I drop something new. And check out my playlist. We then move to Marie and Latrice, where Marie says that she's given Latrice a storyline for seasons 1 and 2. Although they both had very interesting storylines, but Marie, you primarily made Latrice yours with everything that was going on. We should be talking about in season 2 how we found out that your 20-plus-year-old son was dating a preteen. No, let me take that back. That's not accurate. She was, what, 16? A young teenager, not an 18-year-old, not a 17-year-old, not a 19-year-old, but that child that passed your son's mother passed. And if the story y'all told, she was like 16 when he was in his 20s. Yeah, we just blew right on past that. That ain't an issue with you? Let's talk about that. Then we talk about the investigation. And the fact that Latrice dropped some evidence or some paperwork saying that this ain't the first time that Marie has been investigated, which makes sense because it's a federally mandated program. You're dealing with opioids and drugs and medications. There has to be some sort of vetting process. So I would not doubt that you have been investigated before. And the fact that they did not approach you about the investigation does not mean that it did not happen. And it could be that you're still actually under investigation. And what happened this time that you are alleging she did is an additional investigation. It's all quite possible. Carlos asked the other ladies to weigh in. They say what they say about the two of them and how they're similar and all that BS. And we get some tears. Now, why is messy ass Carlos King trying to act like he wants resolution between Marie and Latrice? Now, you know you live for the mess and the drama because it gives you ratings for this show. Let's put our hands in and let's say we're not going to talk. And the whole time while they going back and forth throwing insults at one another, you just, ooh. Man, you live for that BS, man, whatever. Well, it's now time to talk about Glenn and his foolishness and how dumb Letitia is. And if I want to know, is this real? Let's have this heavy conversation. Is what they are going through real? I want to say yes because her facial expressions while listening to him talk seem distraught and overburdened and embarrassed and ashamed. Those are the things that, like, she feels shame and she's embarrassing. But that counseling session with the boy, I want him, love him, yes, I do it. And she, what you shaking your head for? Like, was that his cue? Come, nigga, bring your ass over here. Because if mine, F-U-C-K in a person was a person, and you looked it up, Glenn's picture's there because he mocked the hell out of her. Again, why'd you move out of your house when he's the one that's been cheating on you? The infidelity falls on him. You uprooted yourself and your son for him. Is this real? Is this real? Like this? Carlos asked, is this the first time he's cheated? He's like, yeah, physically. Man, I tell you, NIGG asses. And I tell you, here's my first time physically. So, have you had an emotional affair? Have you had a conversational affair? Have you, well, clearly you're sexting. No, not sexting, just texting. He's so ignorant. And this is when he becomes unattractive. I got it. He was attractive in the dressing room because he had on shades. He took them off. Now I see what the problem is. Letitia moves on to him getting inboxes and DM messages, and he's like, yeah, man, yeah, da-da-da. And Letitia's like, yeah, he'll show me the messages from the girls that he won't entertain, but there are other messages in there. One happens to be a woman with big breasts, and he's like, damn. And for some odd reason, the entire cast, minus Letitia, finds it funny. They were H's. I ain't never seen H's. They are cracking up. The men, of course, because men are menning. And the women, but even the women are finding this funny. Like, she's looking around. Now, that made me think that part was real, because she's looking around like, Letitia, I'm with you, girl. The people that you've given a chance. Now, Akeisha didn't laugh, oddly enough, the girl that you hate the most. But your other homegirls, they found it funny. That's kind of interesting. Now, we're moving on to the fact that we're going to do it. For some odd reason, we're doing a DNA test on a show. You are publicly, you're already, well, you know what? Am I acting surprised? You've already embarrassed yourself by going through this marriage, sticking with it, being there for him, going to counsel, looking even dumber, getting ooh, Fucked. So we're going to talk about, you're going to bring that to the show. Although in the beginning, Carlos is like, well, we have someone here because we want you to feel safe. Feel safe not doing that. I understand it's reality, right? But some stuff just ain't for TV. You bring it back to us, and you make that part of season 3 storyline. Because yet you get the results, and it's going to carry over, but that would have been more dramatic. Like over the season break, oh my God, we found out it's his baby. This is where we are now. Well, as we're gearing up to hear the results of the paternity test, Carlos asks Letitia, how do you feel about it? And she and he both go down this ridiculous explanation. Well, you know what? It wasn't ridiculous. It's the honorable thing to do. I'm sorry, I'm wrong for that. It's not the child's fault. I'll take care of the child. But Letitia says something that just baffles me. I've already forgiven him for the affair, so I have to forgive him for the child. Why are we here? Why are we here? Why has this been your storyline? You forgave him about the affair. Now, the possibility that he had a child, and if I'm understanding correctly, it's rumored that the child is like 8. So you had this affair a long time ago. You don't know if it's your child, but she is saying, well, I've already forgiven him for the affair, so if it's his baby, I have to forgive him for the baby. Now, it'll be in both of our lives. Girl, why are we here? Why are we doing this? You don't have anything else to discuss because, yeah, Akeisha came and swooped up Ferry Street and actually made some shit happen because she's a moving and shaker with a heavy purse, a long purse. It's got some coins in it. Carlos makes a dramatic move to pull the results out from the back of his chair. Well, I have the results here. Latrice is like, oh my God, this is like Murray. Baby, if the results are that he is the father, and Letitia runs off like Maury, bitch, and they got the camera chasing her around the audience. Oh, the studio, that's gonna be hilarious. Oh, wow. And that is the end of the episode. Dun, dun, dun. Then they show clips of next week. She's really emotional. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. All this is just a bunch of, this is child storyline BS. Well, I hope you have enjoyed. Again, thank you for joining us. Be sure to join the Heavy Hitter community by hitting the notification button so you'll know exactly when I upload a new video. Again, be sure to subscribe, comment, and like, and check out one of these videos and see if there's something else that you like. Again, thank you for joining us. Y'all be easy.